Hey everyone, Taylor Marshall here. I'm really excited to announce that the third book in the Sword and Serpent trilogy, the historical fiction on St. George and St. Constantine, is available. Again, it's called Storm of Fire and Blood, and it follows up on, here's the first book, Sword and Serpent. This is the story of St. George as he meets St. Christopher, St. Nicholas the Pope, culminating in that iconic scene of George and the dragon. And then that gives way to the second part, which explores George's career in the Roman military and him coming to know Constantine and St. Catherine of Alexandria. And the third book explores him going to Britain as an exile, the placement of his sword there, which sets up the Arthurian legends, which will happen in the 500s. All this is happening in the early 300s. And also his influence on Constantine. And of course, if you know anything about St. George, you know he's a martyr, so that kind of gives away how book 3 ends. But there's an important establishment of Constantine and his presence in the Roman Empire. Remember, Constantine's a young man. He's an impressionable young man. And his friendship and his witness of the life of George, St. George, as it's depicted in this historical fiction novel, really sets up the conversion of the Roman Empire. And so this book is about the Roman Empire going from 100% pagan to 100% Christian, the Catholic Church overtaking the Roman Empire through grace, and initially through Constantine. So if you're into saints, if you're into church history, if you're into Roman history, if you're into battle and gladiatorial games, and all the details of weapons and geography and ships and the way Roman military units are set up and how they fight, these books are also, if you're into romance and strong female saints who make really impressive actions and deeds, talking about Saint Anastasia, Saint Catherine, Saint Helena. These books I think will be a big blessing to you, especially if you've read the first two, to get into this third one. And as the author, this is the best one. The third one is the climax, and I love it so much because it comes to feature Constantine, such an interesting figure in history, so controversial, and just to be able to paint his character and present him in the presence of a great saint like St. George was a privilege and so much fun. So I'm really glad that this trilogy has completed its arc and that George has done his work and has in a way passed the torch to Constantine, and as you'll see midway through the book, also to King Arthur, and the legacy that will happen with the Pendragons in the centuries to come in England. So check it out, Amazon.com or bookstores. It's called The Storm of Fire and Blood. You'll see why when you read it. Get it, and I hope you enjoy it. God bless.